everybody, we're back to the little Honda CT70 mini bike, and I'm kind of to the point where the wiring harness needs to go through the frame because I can't get the gas tank and all of that back in there until I've kind of got that done. I mean, I can, but then I just got to rip it all back out. So we've got to get the harness into the main frame of the bike, and I'm not going to waste your time with wiring and all of that. I'm not going to waste my time doing that because Mini Bike Mike has a great video. I'll put a link up here, and I'll put it down in the description as well. Go watch that one if you need to know how to wire it. But several things you're going to need. So I'm going to flip the camera around and show you what you're going to need. Obviously, you're going to use some sort of multimeter, or voltmeter, as people sometimes call it. My dad calls it an ohm meter, and so when we were kids, we would just say an ohmmeter. We would just take off the HM, just call it the ohm meter when we were kids, because that's what we thought he was saying. But anyway, you're going to need one of those. A 12-volt flasher relay, because it had 6 volt in it. Obviously your handlebar controls, which this is mine. This is what I'm dealing with. So somebody made all of the wires brown, and I'm trying to figure out what they've done there. You'll need a different coil because the one that was on it is obviously 6 volt. And be sure and change out all the bulbs. So the headlight that I have, oh, it's a screw. The headlight I have is a 12 volt version, and it's one you can change the bulb out on. Maybe I can show you that. Get that off of there. Warp, warp. So this newer style that they sell, you can change the bulb. It's not a sealed beam, so make sure you've changed that out. And of course, you're going to make sure that you've changed out all of the other lights on the bike. The neutral indicator, high beam indicator, and the overall illumination of the speedometer and turn signal indicator, as well as the tail light, have all been changed out. For 12 volt, I used LED 12 volt bulbs. And then because I have friends in high places, one particular friend in this area of CT70s, I have a brand new shiny harness, and I have wired the key switch in to a 4-pin versus the 7 it comes with. And then I've just used marine grade heat shrink, and we've capped the ones we're not going to use off. So everything should be pretty well plug and play and ready to throw in the bike. Now, obviously the handlebars I have on here, I don't know if I pointed it out or not, they don't have any notches cut in them, or the slots to run wiring. So I don't know if I'm going to do that. We'll find out as we get going on it, but I'll probably just run it outside if I can, since those aren't in there. But if we need to cut a notch, we can do that as well. All right, let's get that run through there. Well, as many of you know, I'm pretty good at the jank setups here, and that's a lot of wires, but I hope it works. This is kind of a jank deal, kind of a jank setup here, but yeah, it is what it is. I robbed out of the old harness the colors that were close. Yes, I know this one is a neutral safety, but it's a pale green, and I just changed out the end of it down in the bucket end, but ran it pale green here. The yellow is actually the white, and then that goes to the headlight, but I changed it out down here, so inside the bucket it's white. I was just trying to keep them a different color up here so that I could at least track it maybe if I had an issue. And no, I did not drill holes in the handlebars. I'm just going to run that mesh wrap like they do on e-bikes, and we'll run that for now. It's kind of a pain if you have a problem with something, or something, it's, you know, the chance of going to ground in a bar is a lot higher than if it's just outside. Plus it's easier to get to if you have an issue. So for right now, that's what we're going to run. Let's get some power. Key on. Oh, speedometer light came on. I saw that. I don't know if you can see that. I put white LEDs in here, so. And the headlight came on. I've just got that run right now to a black in the harness, so it's just 12 volt. It'll run off the stator eventually, so we'll swap it before we button that up. Is the high beam working? Are we on high beam? No. There's high beam. Oh, and our speedometer's working. Awesome. So that works. Sweet. And then the engine must not be in neutral, because the neutral, or I've got that wire wrong. Neutral safety's not on. Left is actually left, and it's working. and right is right. And it's working. And I bought a flasher I can change the speed on. Here. Oh, but it's not working right here. It's working on the left. And I got something hooked up wrong right there. I'll have to look into that. But I can change the speed of my flasher. So I can make it go really, really fast. Or I can make it go really, really slow. Let's leave it about right there, like that. And I'll look into figuring out what I did wrong right there on that indicator. All right. Oh, do I have a brake? Do we have a brake? What do I do with that? It's right here. See if I can pull that one-handed. We do. Awesome. So the only thing we need to check is neutral safety, and I got to look into what I did wrong right there. Well, according to our voltmeter, ohm meter, for the dad fans, this is working. We've got good power to right there, which is where this guy's plugged in for the right turn signal. So the problem, oh, my meter just shut off. The problem, battery must have died. Really? The problem must be in the bulb socket of this guy. The other side works fine. So I've got a wiring issue up here somewhere. So I'll deal with that at some point. But everything else seems to be working just fine. Let me see if I can get this shifted into neutral and make sure that's working up here. And then if we can do that, I think we can kind of button all this up. I'm probably going to pull the, see, I don't have a front brake on, so I'll probably go ahead and pull the front brake wires out and just poke them out. And then the kill switch, I don't have that wired up yet because it's on that other handlebar and I just don't have that on there yet. So we'll go ahead and pull those things out, the run kill, and get that out. The brake. So we'll poke both of those out the backside of the headlight bucket so that we don't have to take the whole thing apart to hook those up. And then we can just poke them back in. That's my plan anyway. All right, let's see if we can get it shifted into neutral. I didn't bolt the pedals on all the way because as you can see, I got an issue right there. So let me get the shifter on there. I'll loosen that foot peg and we can get the shifter on and we'll shift it into neutral and make sure this dude right here is working before we button everything up. Yeah, I just took the foot peg kickstand assembly off and that is working like it should be. And that is working. So the only issue we have as of right now is that guy on the right turn signal is not, the indicator is not indicating. So I will fix that. And I think the wiring is good to go. Sweet. I probably should go ahead and plug in I could pull the rear brake switch and go ahead and make sure that's working okay up here. It should be, I'm not worried about it, but we can go ahead and check that. And then the only other thing is the kill, which is on the throttle switch. And it's just right here. And that shouldn't have an issue. The only issue it might have is the ground that touches the bar. So I'll go ahead and take a wire wheel and we'll clean that up. And that should be the only issue with it. I did clean this side up too, and I need to tighten the screws on that. All right. Awesome. Now all we need to do is get that all just kind of where it needs to go. Get a tank in it, carburetor and exhaust, and the two covers on. Am I missing something? Front fender, that kind of stuff. But yeah, we're really close. Awesome. One of the things I also have to do is either bend the foot pegs down and kind of away from the shifter and the engine case on the other side, or I need to lengthen them somewhat, just a tiny bit, so we can clear past that. Yeah, I'll decide what I'm going to do. I got to think on that. Well, my order just came in from Bart Moto, and I will say those knobs look great. The threaded portion, in my opinion, is a little bit short. I feel like they just barely grab and touch in on the threads. Don't really like that, so I don't know. Sorry, you couldn't see anything at the end of the bar there. I don't really like that. For comparison, the knob is sitting even a little higher, which means there's not as much space for it to grab a thread, and it's shorter. Well, I had 2 sets of bars. I went and got the shorter set. They're shorter this way. And I put those on, and I got there's a lot more thread. So it hits it right there. So I've got about a 1/4 inch of thread, which is really nice. I noticed that the taper is made slightly different, and perhaps that's part of what the difference is. So the taper is different. The longer bar actually fits in the taper better, but also the screw or the nut that's inside there is deeper down in the tubing on this longer set, and in the shorter bar, that nut is out further. So these are probably closer to what was originally in it. I don't know why they wouldn't just make this as long as they possibly can, but you know, save a penny or something on it. So yeah, the other thing is the knob on this one is loose and not here. And then I bought a second set. I was going to give them to a friend of mine, and you can hear it. I'll be real quiet here. I don't know if you can hear that or not. So it's loose in there. I don't know if that's supposed to be that way. I know I'm being super picky, but you know, I could have machined that or something very similar. They look really nice. I like the way they look. They look great, and they're not plastic. So I do like that aspect of it. But yeah. I don't know if that's going to be a problem later. We go to spin that off and this thing strips out on the inside. I don't know. I don't know how those are made. And I got the rear rack, and I'm looking at it, and it's bent, or it's not bent properly. This bend is higher than that one. And that's going to drive me nuts, because as a person who I was really on the fence of fabricating one of these on my own, I can tell you I could have done that good of a job even without the proper tools. So I think I'm going to reach out to them. I'm going to go ahead and bolt this onto the bike, but it's not right. And I don't know if that's even showing up in camera or not. I could get a ruler and measure between those two, but yeah, it's racked pretty badly. See if maybe it's a little more clear from the back side. There, you can see it there. That's better. If you line the lines up, you can see how it's, like if you try to line up, I'm trying to hold it here, this back line with here, they're not even. And that's gonna really bug me. I'll keep it on there if they'll just let me have it. If not, it's gonna get shipped back in a different one, because I'm that petty. You know, you pay $70 for something, can't expect a whole lot, but I at least expect the bends to be right, and they're not. Doesn't look as bad from this side of the bike when it's on the bike, but if you go to the back of it, it's going to drive me nuts that it's crooked like that. You know, it's got this. So I'm going to call them on this, and if they can't make that right, yeah, I don't know. It's going to bug me. I mean, I'll adapt, but still, it's going to bug me. Where was I? I was into the wiring. So we're to the point where I'm ready to wire the handlebar portion of it, and my handlebar portion, it looks like my dad and I might have done it when I was a kid, because this looks like some of the jank stuff we would do. So I'm paying for that now, I guess. Probably some dad and their kid did this. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this little plastic sleeve off of here, and we're going to use what we can down in the headlight bucket so that we know what's what. And then in the middle, we'll do kind of what they did and just have the same color wire all the way through, because I only have, I think, 3 of these colors. I think I have blue, white, and I don't think I have orange. I might have a gray. But we'll wire this up and give it the length that it needs to be. But I'm going to go ahead and use these ends since they're there. And they'll be color-coded, so I'll at least know on each end, on the switch end and on the headlight bucket end, what color's what, so I won't have to tone each one of these anytime anything goes wrong. So that's my plan. Maybe the wrong plan, but that's the plan for now. Well, I'm down to that box of parts is all that has to go back on, and the tank, the gas tank. You can hear, maybe you can hear. There's some debris and crud in there. Let me see if I can get a flashlight down in it. I don't know if you'll be able to see in there or not, but it's not terrible. I'm going to throw some vinegar in it and some nuts and bolts. And we're going to try and run it. The outside looks great, and I can actually see a fuel line where somebody left fuel in it. So from about right here down on the wall, there's hardly any rust at all. It's all from here to here where it was left sitting with fuel in the tank, but this part wasn't under the fuel line. So let's see if we can't make it work. So when I forget how many of each I put in, I'm going to put in 3 nuts and 3 bolts. May have to add a few more, but we'll try that first. So with that, I think we'll call this one. I know the video is kind of discombobulated and doesn't flow well. It was just as I was working in the shop, I grabbed the camera when I could. And we'll get the rest of this buttoned up. I've got fuel lines to put on yet. And of course I have to take the seat off, put the gas tank back in. But, you know, it's just part of putting it together. I wanted to see what the seat looked like on there. So I went ahead and threw it on, knowing I had to take it off. Also, I didn't check the horn when I was going through all the checks, and it doesn't work. So we'll have to look into that as well. The turn signal indicator light ended up being just a contact on the bulb. Had just kind of gotten a little corroded inside its little housing, so we cleaned that up, and that's working fine, so we're good to go there. Hopefully, we'll be running in, if not the next video, then the one after that. So at most, we're going to have 2 more videos on this little guy, and then we'll go out and have some fun on it. Thanks for watching, everybody. See you next time. Christmas came early.